उपविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्.
This vividhascha cheshta, that's the life forces, they are still operating. The body will remain there for months and years sometimes. I have seen a person remaining for 3 years or so, Malaysia, mein. Saramban. More than that, I think. You don't know them? The boy? He had an accident, brain dead person. Now, the body is maintained, the life forces are there, but he is not, it appears he doesn't know anything at all. Because that reflection of the consciousness is not taking place. As in an unconscious person also. In unconscious person also, he is not knowing anything because that point, the Chidabhasa is not there. The Adhisthana Chaitanya is not working. Awareness is not working. So it is equivalent to the mirror breaking or the mirror becoming opaque or whatever, that the functioning is going. It is just like a radio, suppose. The radio is producing the sound and all the music is going on. Suddenly one circuit breaks there. The music is no more there. Has anything happened to the radio waves propagating from Ranchi station or Jamshedpur station? It is still there, everywhere it is there. The radio was displaying that energy, that whatever is there, that was being displayed by the radio because of its a proper orientation. Which, when it becomes like that, our circuit is so subtle, any moment it can break. We will fall dead. That nothing happens to the consciousness, the real consciousness, Atma, because Atma is not restricted by the body. Atma is only one. Even saying one is wrong because it is not an object, it is transcendental. It cannot be known as Atma is one means what? You are knowing it is one. That means it is an object. You cannot know the Atma as that. Atma can be known only as the amness in us. Have I been able to confuse everything? No? A computer, if you improve like a robo and all, it can function much more than a human being, is it not? Tremendous it will do. But the poor fellow doesn't know what it is doing. Is it not? He doesn't know anything because thus the Chidabhasa is missing. If you suppose you start making the computer with biological molecules and all, one day it may happen that suddenly it develops the reflection, the biological molecules becoming complicated this way, that way, suddenly it starts behaving like a conscious being. It can happen, we cannot say no. Our Shastras are ready to accept everything. Vedanta cannot be disproved by anything. It can happen, that doesn't disprove Vedanta at all. See, what is happening when the earth, initially it was only solid, then certain things, molecules started becoming a little more complicated and all. Then at one point it started responding to life. Some molecule, it started responding to life. Maybe some bicellular, monocellular, whatever it is. That means life as a force is there. It is starting displaying life, responding to life. Then the molecule started, life means what? The speciality of life is it can maintain its temperature, it can rejects the, you will not understand perhaps most of you, entropy is kept constant. Whatever heat is generated, it throws it out. That is, it can regulate its own entropy. If you cannot regulate the entropy, if your temperature goes up and you are not able to throw it out, you will die. It is the regulation of entropy that allows the life to be sustained. Now the life, then the life started becoming more and more complicated with the molecules and all. Then more complicated pranis, the living forms were selected. Like that, at one point, the buddhi also grew, maybe the intelligence developed. Then finally, it produced a reflection of the consciousness in the manner that it started looking into itself also. The speciality of the human body is that it inquires into itself. We don't know of any other animal, it might be there also. One cat, I used to think that it is becoming knower. A small, very intelligent cat, but the way it was behaving, it will be inference, we cannot say, because it is a Vedanta for the cat, I don't know that. So it responds to that. Now when that circuit breaks, it doesn't respond to that, so the body falls dead and it starts getting degenerating. The life forces also go. So it is in nature, it's an evolution of the nature. And what we are trying through spirituality is that we are trying to bring in an evolution where we will know the truth, know ourselves, and that will solve all the problems, personal problems and possibly social problems also, because we come to know that we are universal. All the trouble comes from our isolated identity. All the fear, all the jealousy, all the selfishness, running after something, running away from something, it is all coming from the restricted, the constricted identity. So if we can understand the greatness of this evolution and go to that evolution, it will be great, will be the benefit. And why are we saying that it is immortality, eternal, etc.? Because this truth is not within the material causality. Anything that is causal will die. That is, the cause is dying and the effect is born. We are calling the body death as death. Actually, every moment, everywhere there is death and birth. Anything that is changing, the earlier cause has died and the effect is born. Is it not so? If you generalize, abstract, make it abstract, it is always like that. If you burn the book will die and the ash will be burned. We don't look at it in that manner, but actually it is so. Always the cause is getting into the effect. Cause is dying and the effect is getting burned. So when you go to that non-material range, when we transcend the material causality and reach the consciousness level, then there is no causality, it is beyond causality, it is transcending causality. So will it not be immortal? Causality nahi hai, matlab time bhi nahi hai. It is beyond time, beyond space, beyond causality, beyond all concepts of mind. Actually time, space, everything, they are concepts of our mind. All are within the ken of duality. So we have to go beyond that. Beyond that how? Because it is not in the objective universe. In this, whatever we are, whatever we see, it is in the external universe. Other than that, what do we know of? Tell me. Other than the material universe, subtle, gross, everything together, what do we know of? I, which is seeing the universe. Now science had the problem, so the fundamental postulate of science is we will not look into the I. We will only look into the world as we are experiencing the world, and from there we will go into the cause of it. But the I we cannot go in, because I am looking at the universe, how can I analyze I? Whereas our Rishi said that I am looking at the universe, so whatever the universe is reflected in us and whatever we are having, unless I know that I, how can we know the universe? So they inquired into the I, and then they discovered that the whole universe is only appearing in the consciousness. So they immediately declared, Shinvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tasthu Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Adityavarnam Tamasah Parasat Tameva Viditvati Mrityumeti Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya. He started saying that, not that I have become God, I have become immortal. He said, oh, you listen, all of you are children of immortality. Because this is the truth in everybody. all. This is not the truth in me or anybody, one person or so. It is the truth of everybody. How am I saying Shinvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha, that you are all immortal? Because Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. I have seen that Mahantam Purusham, that big Purusha, not the small Purusha encapsulated by the body-mind personality, but the great Purusha that is beyond all limitation, all boundary. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. How is he? Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat. It is like going beyond the darkness in the light, that is beyond ignorance, and the buddhi gets enlightened with the light. Tameva viditva atimrityumeti. Only by knowing it we can transcend death. Death means birth and death, both. The causality, the changefulness. Tam eva, only knowing that, no other, nanyah pantha vidyate ayana. There is no other path by which you can become immortal. Immortality is your birthright. You are immortal. But you don't know because you have not known that Virata Purusha, that which you are, Mahantam Purusham, that which you are. Knowing that alone we can transcend death. Death means birth and death. Little time is there. Shall we show that? It can show that from tomorrow we need not bring that projector then. It will maybe a little confuse you further or enlighten you further. I don't know. Let us see what happens. On the balcony, there Swamiji and Ma are there. So Krishna looked at them. But looking at Swamiji, immediately it came to his mind that what is this happening? Show the second one. Is it not the Narayanashrama Tapovanam I am seeing Swamiji and Ma standing there? Is it not appearing in my mind? I am thinking that it is external world. But truly that external world is an appearance in my consciousness, in my mind. So this is what it is, he thought. Then he thought, see, the eyes have changed now. He has discovered something. So he thought further. Go to the next one. Well, I am thinking that the Narayanashrama Tapovanam is appearing in my mind. But is it not that Krishna standing in front of Narayanashrama Tapovanam thinking of the ashram, the whole thing is in my mind? Try to understand that. That the whole thing, that Krishna standing in front of Narayanashrama Tapovanam, thinking of Narayanashrama Tapovanam, the whole concept is in the consciousness, in the mind. So then he extended it further. That why Narayanashrama Tapovanam? The whole universe, the external world we are seeing, it is appearing in my mind. So whose mind it is? Is it only Krishna? Everywhere the whole universe is appearing in the mind, in universe that includes my body, mind, personality also. It appears in my mind. So the conclusion is the whole universe is a state of consciousness. The universe which consists of my body, mind, personality as a small speck, the whole thing is appearing in the consciousness. So you cannot say that the consciousness is only my consciousness inside my body. This is what the Chit is. The whole universe is a state of consciousness. The other one is called Chidakasha, the space of consciousness. Chit Akasha, Chidakasha. Now, the external space which consists of all these objects and everything, that is the Bahyakasha. But when you think, and that is the Bahyakasha, and whatever thoughts, concepts, etc. in the mind, that is the Chittakasha. Now, when we really go deeper into it, is not Bahyakasha is also part of the Chittakasha? Now you should be able to understand. Because the external world that I am interacting with, unless it appears in my mind, I will not be able to interact with it. It is maybe something is appearing as external and something is appearing as internal. But both have to appear in the Chittakasha alone. So, actually the Bahyakasha is part of the Chittakasha itself. And this Bhashyakasha, Chittakasha, including the Bhashyakasha, the whole thing, unless it appears in the consciousness, the Chidakasha, it will not be revealed at all. So actually there is only Chidakasha, in which some is appearing as Bhashyakasha, some is appearing as Chittakasha, in the different bodies, different minds, like that. The whole thing is just the Chidakasha. This word you will find again and again in the scriptures in Yoga Vasishtha. Chidakasha, Chidakasha, they will say repeatedly. There's a whole, whatever we are seeing, it is only a state of consciousness. It's a space of consciousness. It's a conscious space. Our problem is whenever we are thinking of it appears in the consciousness, we immediately think that I am there and in my mind it is appearing. There the involution has to be brought in, that I, who am also a small speck in the whole universe, is appearing in that consciousness. Then it cannot be restricted by the body-mind personality. To have that inversion, samadhi is a great help. Because now you have to think and apply your intelligence to think that. But there what happens? It becomes your experience of the consciousness. Never think that I will be there and I will see that the world has vanished. If it happens, go to the doctor, neurologist. When you are seeing that the world is not there, you also will not be there. Only consciousness will be there. In samadhi, it will be consciousness and consciousness alone. Later on, coming back from that, you have to infer what was it and what is it, that explanation will come. There, your buddhi is not active. You will not be able to infer anything. It needs lot of attention, and on my part also it needs lot of concentration to express properly. Why are we going into so much of threadbare discussion and all? Only it will be effective in these further shlokas. It is only to know what is changeful and what is not changeful. That what is the Atma and what is Anatma. And that repeatedly this chapter will tell us that it is through the Sattva Guna that reveals the truth. That is more and more Sattvika our buddhi becomes. All the qualities of the Sattva Guna, they help us to reveal this truth, actualize this truth. That is why this Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga is so important, and it is continuing from 14th chapter onwards up to the 18th chapter. Karanam cha prithak vidham vividhascha prithak cheshta Daivam chaivatra panchamam Shariravaṃ manobhiryat Karma prarabhate naraha Nyāyam va viparitam va Panchaite tasya hetavaha 14th I had done yesterday, but again I will talk about it. The 15th verse says that Sharira Vak Manobhihi Yat Karma Prarabhate Naraha. Man, whatever work they do, they perform, applying their body, mind and speech. What happened? Nyayam va viparitam va. That is, it might be a proper or improper. Generally, nyayam, when we say, we mean which is approved by the scriptures. And viparitam is which is condemned by the scriptures. That means whatever they do, whether it is scriptural or not scriptural, it doesn't matter. Any action, panchaite tasya hetavaha. Any action is caused by these 5 elements. Whatever action, that is, people should not say that Shastriya karma is like this, Ashastriya is not like this. Those are not there. It is general action. Any action. What are the 5? Yesterday I said, Adhishthanam, Karta, Karanam, cha prithak vidam, prithak cheshta, vividhascha prithak cheshta, and daivam cha atra panchamam. Yesterday in great detail I explained the adhisthana, particularly because it is not according to the translation. In Shankara Bhashya, he has used adhisthana as the frame of the body. But that makes it a little incongruent because the next one is the Sharira Vang Mano Virya. Moreover, this adhisthana is the substratum of everything. And in the personality, the substratum is what I explained yesterday as the adhisthana chaitanya. That is, we are functioning only when we are living and we have the faculty to know and decide. Then only we are doing the activities. So, when from 7th chapter I analyzed that 7th chapter 4th and 5th verse, where he is saying that all the external items are my eightfold prakriti, but they are the inferior prakriti, only object prakriti. My superior body-mind personality, say in our buddhi or so, that is resulting in our usual awareness, which we call as consciousness also. Don't forget that mirror example. What we are generally calling the consciousness or awareness is the reflected beam of the mirror. If the mirror becomes opaque, then that will not be there. But that will not affect the original light which is being reflected by the mirror. So whether we fall unconscious because of any accident or something happening in our body, or we die, both the cases that Chidabhasa or the reflection or the Adhisthana Chaitanya is not there. So naturally we will not be able to function as a personality because as it happens that we become unconscious, we are not able to function. So that Adhisthana Chaitanya is the actual Atma, the true transcendental Atma or consciousness or Brahman, which is appearing as small in association with the body. So that is the basic, that Adhisthana of the body on which the whole body is functioning with this. What are the other items? Karta. Karta means that egotism, that is ahankara. There also I explained in detail. It is not, ego generally is the hub of the personality. If the ego goes, then we will not be able to function again. Because that is correlating all the signals, everything is, there is a hub of the personality, which is correlating the memory with the future, everything is being done. So physically there is nothing wrong with that ego, the hub of the personality. But we posit an I-ness with that I have done this, I have done that, I will have to do this, I have to do that. That posited imposition of that special personality over there, which I consider to be I, that is called the ahankara. And the trouble is there. So this karta, as far as this is concerned, this karta is generally we refer to with the egotism, that is I feeling in us that I am doing this, I am doing that. Without that feeling we will not do generally anything. We will do when it becomes a knowledge that the prakriti is functioning in me as the three gunas and all. So it will be a natural function of the prakriti. Then karanam cha prithak vidam is all the instruments like the 5 sense organs, the 5 organs of action, then mind, buddhi, all are karanam, means instruments of action. Without them also we will not be able to act. Vividhascha prithak cheshta, that is the vital energy, the life forces. Generally our Shastra scriptures, they explain the life forces as the various activities. One is prana, which is drawing the breath from outside, and it is very much related to breath. Suppose you stop your breath, the life forces will go. Without the breath, life forces will not be there working. So in which is taking the input, which is throwing out the air, which is spreading the nutrition all over the body, which is keeping us stable. All like that 5 pranas are defined. So that is why he said Vividhascha prithak cheshta. That is all these different vital forces, life forces. Daivam cha atra panchamam. And the providence, that is the fifth. That element in any work will be there. Suppose I am going to do something, suddenly I die. We did not know, suddenly some accident takes place and you die. So Daivam is always very prominent everywhere. We might have planned for many things, suddenly flood came, or suddenly earthquake comes, everything falls. So Daivam is operating everywhere. That is why we say that when the Daivam is conducive to our work, it can be done. Whatever we may do with these elements, the fifth element is very important. Without the support of the fifth element, we cannot do anything. He says that Sharira Vak Manobhiryat, by the body, mind and speech, whatever a person does, these five are the cause of that. They are making us do. Is it okay? Tatra evam sati, tatra evam sati, tatra evam sati. Being that, this is what it is. So tatra evam sati means being that. What is happening? Tatra evam sati kartaram.
Evam sati kartaram.
Atmanam kevalam tu yaha.
Atmanam kevalam tu yaha.
Pashyatya krita buddhitvat.
Pashyatya krita buddhitvat.
Nasa pashyati durmatihi.
Nasa pashyati durmatihi.
Tatra evam sati yaha tu kevalam atmanam kartaram pashyati akrita buddhitvat saha durmatihi na pashyati. This is the prose form. What is it? See, since it is like that, kevalam atmanam, this kevalam means this kaivalya bhava, kevala, that means it is the Shuddha Atma, that means the Atma not associated with body, mind, personality, anything, which never changes. That is the real Atma, the pristine Atma, which is the same as the Brahman. As we had explained yesterday, the consciousness ultimate. That is called the Kevalam Atmanam. Kevalam Atma, Kevala Atma. Kevala Atma. That means the Shuddha Atma. So he says that the Shuddha Atma, which is not getting changed at all by any of our actions, either with thought, analysis, or physical action, or the pranic action, vital action, this Atma is never getting touched by anything at all. But one who sees the Atma as the Karta, which Atma? Which is never doing anything, never getting touched by anything at all. It is not doing anything, it is not active at all. It cannot be, because it is a subject. Any action has to be in the objective level. Action means there is a change. You have to know the change. The Atma is only revealing the change. Any change has to be in the objective level. This has become clear. I have